So I know in my last video I said that I would now be releasing videos every 2 weeks. And that video was only a week ago. But this is a really important video that I wanted to get out as soon as I could. And if you've read the title of the video, you'll also know that this is pretty exciting and I want to talk about it as soon as I can. So you're getting an extra video this week. After this, we're going to go back to the 2-week schedule. I'm planning on releasing another video, maybe like the 8th or the 9th. So keep your eye out for that. But enough about that. We don't care about that. Let's talk about the LPS Cardiff meetup. Possibly. Maybe. We'll see. So basically, I've been wanting to go to LPS Con for like a while now, and I was gonna go this year. And I was fully set to just like buy the tickets for this year's LPS Con as soon as they came out. And then they didn't. So last year the tickets went on sale like late January, I think. And now it's, well, I'm currently filming this on the very last day of February. So, and I was talking to Daisy about it, and she said she hasn't heard anything either, and she doesn't know, so no one knows, basically. And because like I was so excited, I was like, this is the year I'm finally going, and I'm going to be in a room where I'm just surrounded by other people who know what these toys are. So I'm making my own event. It's going to be in Cardiff, it's going to be in May. Get ready for it, because it's happening. Maybe. I only say maybe because first I need to see if people would actually come to this thing. So I've made a Google form. It's down in the description below, and you can either like immediately just go down there and fill it out now if you'd like, or we can go through it here together and I can walk you through all the questions and why they're there and just explain them a bit more. But yeah, that's mainly the video, just going through this form. So I'm just going to go over this now, but if you want to just skip to the end of the video, that's your choice too. But let's look at this form. So first of all, can we just admire this lovely mascot I've made? I don't know what their name is. I'm not even sure like if it's a she or a he. I'm thinking it's a genderless dragon. You've heard of Puff the Magic Dragon, now get ready for Drake the Genderless Dragon. If you have an idea for this dragon's name, leave a comment below, maybe I'll consider it. But yeah, I'm very proud of this. This took like 3 hours to make. It probably didn't need to. There's probably some sort of filter in Photoshop that just lets you do this instantly, but I did this all manually. So like, I'm very proud of it. Okay, can we just take a second? I did work. But now let's actually go for the form. Okay, so reading this out. This form is regarding a possible small meetup in Cardiff for UK members of the LPS community. The main purpose of this form is to determine the possible number of attendees for the event, which will be capped at 20 people, including adult guardians. If the majority of people who fill out this form are 18 plus, however, the event will be made 18 plus only. Please answer honestly and only express interest in coming if you genuinely think you'll be able to go. This is so the right-sized venue can be booked. This form will be closed on the 14th of March. Okay, so let's go over that. First of all, this is UK only. I'm specifying that because when I shared this idea with Daisy, Daisy's the only one I've told this about so far. But when I was telling her about this idea, she immediately first assumed like that this would be like a big con that like international people could come to, but like no. This is a small, itty bitty con. Not even a con, like a meetup. It's why I'm calling it the LPS Cardiff Meet. It's just a meetup that is just for UK people right now. So please, if any like Americans are watching this and thinking they want to get on a plane and go to Cardiff, it's probably not the best idea, first of all. Because Cardiff Airport is actually quite a far away from actual Cardiff town centre, which is where this is going to be hosted. So maybe don't do that. Also, in terms of like the 20 people cap, right? So there's a part of me that thinks that maybe 5 people will sign up for this, which would be all right, pretty good. 5, pretty decent number. There's also a part of me that thinks you guys will completely blow my expectations out of the water, like you have done before. I thought the first Masks film would get 200 views. It now has 16,000. I thought I would get maybe 2 or 3 LPS noms this year. I've gotten 6 now. So you guys keep like just blowing me away. So like, there's a part of me that thinks genuinely like maybe 50 people might fill out this form and be like, I want to go. That would be a lot for someone who is doing this for the very first time. So the cap is 20 people maximum, 5 people minimum, let's say. So that's like what the numbers are going to be like for this event. And then the age thing, we're going to talk all about that when we get to actually start in the form. So don't worry about that. So we will get to that. And then of course the deadline for this form is the 14th of March. So all the info I collect by the 14th of March, that's what I'm using to determine what the numbers for this event will be, to determine what kind of venue to book. And then hopefully tickets will be available in early April. And then the actual event will happen probably mid-May. So that's kind of like what the timeline is for this. But now that we've gone over the introduction, let's get on to actually like filling out the questions. Question number 1, are you 13 or above? Only 13 plus guests may attend. So I've chosen 13 as the cutoff date for age for going to this event, just because 13 is what the LPSTube community uses in general when talking about like age in the community, mainly just because of COPPA regulations. So that's why I've chosen to be 13. So to go to this event, you have to be 13. That's like a must. Question number 2, will you need a guardian to accompany you? Any guests under 18 must have an adult guardian. And that adult guardian has to be an adult. Like, you can't just have like your older sister who's like 17 bring you to this. You need an actual legal adult to bring you to this. That is a requirement. So, okay. And then also, like it was said in the like intro to the form, if the majority of people who fill out this form are 18 plus anyway, I'm just going to make the event 18 plus only. Just because it makes my life easier, but also I feel like it'll make it a bit better for attendees too, because like if everyone going to this event bar like 2 people are above 18, then those 2 people who are under 18 might feel a bit like, you know, like weirded out, like uncomfortable, like they don't fit in because they're around all these older people. I mean, that's how I kind of feel when I'm at events, when I'm surrounded by people who are way older than me. So that's like, so it's a thing that's better for me, but I think it's also a thing better for attendees. The final decision for, you know, whether this is 18 plus only or not will be made when I have all the available data and information. So if everyone can just answer this as honest as they can, that will make my life a whole lot easier. The next question, are you a UK resident? This event is for UK residents only. If this event is successful, however, future events may be open to international guests. So this is kind of what I talked about earlier. This is just a UK only event. It's a small thing. I don't want anyone blowing this up into thinking it's anything bigger than it is. It's just going to be a small meetup. But, you know, if it's successful, then maybe I might do a slightly bigger one. And then maybe after that, a slightly bigger one till, you know, I can eventually work my way up to maybe doing a big con. I don't know. But all of that depends on the success of this event. So if anyone's watching this right now and thinking, oh, well, if there's going to be a big one anyway sometime soon, then I'm just not going to go to this one and wait for the big one to happen. Well, it won't, because I need people to go to this one for it to be a success so that I can then eventually get to the bigger one. Do you get what I mean? So there is the possibility an international one could happen in the future, but for now we are just keeping it small. Next question, how would you be getting to Cardiff? For example, car, train, coach. And this event will be hosted in Cardiff Town Centre for reference. So I put this question in just because like I could have just made this form like, do you want to go, yes or no? And then loads of people would have just filled out yes, even though they don't have any intention of going, because they know in the back of the head they can't really get there, or like maybe there's a time conflict. So like that's why I put in all these questions, just to make people really think about like, can you actually go or not? Like, what's your plan here? And then if you do have a plan, if you put it here, that lets me know then where to put the venue in relation to that. If loads of people are going to the event by car, then I know that I need to have the venue in a place that's near to parking. If people are going by train, then this needs to be a place that you can easily get to from the train station. And then same thing for the coach station. So the information of like how you'll get in there would be really useful for me in terms of like venue location. And then the next question, where would you be coming from? So only your county name is required, and also this is an optional question. So if anyone doesn't feel comfortable with giving their location in the form, that's completely understandable. You don't have to do it. You can just go straight to the next question. I will say, put in where you're coming from, and like you only have to put your county. You can be as general as that. Put in where you're coming from. Lets me know a lot more about what the interest for this event is. If I see that most of the people going to this event are coming from Wales, then I know that, okay, people aren't going too out of their way in terms of traveling to this thing. But if I get like a lot of people who are coming up from like North England, Scotland, like that lets me know there's a lot more interest than I thought. It also is really helpful for picking at like how long this event will run. So if most of the people are coming from quite far away, that lets me know, okay, don't have the event start too early in the morning and don't have it end too late in the day so that people have time to commute. But if most of the people are coming quite locally, then that means I can have it start a bit earlier, maybe end a bit later, have the whole thing like run a bit longer, which will then also affect which kind of venue I can book, because there might be a lot of venues who can, you know, comfortably accommodate booking a group of people for 3 hours, but then maybe not so much for like 5 hours. Do you get what I mean? So just like having all this information is just like really useful to me as the organizer. Next question. Also, I'm seeing now that like I've ticked some random boxes along this. So I was just ticking that to just try out the form. So let's tick this yes. To be optimistic. Can you attend on Saturday the 20th of May? This is likely to be the date of the event if nothing gives reason for it to change. So I've picked the 20th of May because that's the month of LPSTube Day. But for all I know, maybe there's something happening on the 20th of May that I've completely not considered. That would be a reason that a lot of people wouldn't go. So if you can't go on the 20th of May, there is a question directly under that where you can say why. And please give a reason, because if you just tick no, and then just give me no information whatsoever for why you can't attend, that means that I don't know what the problem is, which makes it harder to find what the solution is. So yeah, you can also suggest what a better date would be, but ideally we want to keep it in May. The next question, are you prepared to pay a small ticket price if a free venue cannot be found? Tickets will be no more than £3 and Guardians would get that ticket for free. Okay, so if we do end up like allowing under 18 people to come, Guardians will have to reserve a ticket, but they don't have to pay for it. So they still need to reserve it so I can count them as a numbered person, but like they wouldn't have to pay for it. So like that's, first of all, just to explain that. And then second of all, the price. So I know like it's a lot to ask of people to like pay tickets for an event run by someone who doesn't have experience running anything like this before. So that's why ideally I want to try and book a free venue. So a possible free venue could be booking out a private room in a restaurant. And while you would get in for free, the expectation is, because the event might take place around lunchtime, you know, you would spend your money at the restaurant to pay for your own lunch, you know, like, so ideally I want to do everything I can to make this free. And the like ultimate fail safe for this event, if I can't find any venue, and I can't find any paid venue, is just to have it like in the park, in a public space. But ideally we will have a venue, like we will have a venue. If people are prepared to pay a ticket fee, then that just makes my life like a whole lot easier. Also, like, you know, if there's some money left over in the budget, then that can go to like paying for some cool things to have at the event. So like, so hopefully you might tick yes for that question, but if you want to say no, then you can say no. And then the next question, would you like to get an email when tickets become available? If so, please enter your email below. So if you enter your email here, I completely promise, like you will not be getting spam, anything like that. You will just get one email and one email only, and that'll just be to say like, hey, the tickets have come out. Like that'll be it. So if you want to get a notification when the emails get out, you can just put email there. I'll probably also be releasing a video. So if you don't want to leave your email, like you're fine to do that as well. Then the next question, considering all the questions you have answered, can you confirm that you will reserve/buy a ticket to the event when they become available, and tickets will be available in early April? So considering all the questions you've answered, like, am I the right age for this event? How am I going to get there? Can I get there on the right date? Can I afford to pay for tickets? You know, like considering all of that, can you go? Yes or no? Very simple. And then that's pretty much all of the essential questions for the form. There's also 2 extra questions that are optional. So are there any activity ideas you would like to be considered for the event? So something that I'm already pretty sure I want to have at the event is LPS trading. Just because like with every LPS con vlog I've seen, the thing that everyone always says was their most favorite thing to do is like trading. So we'll probably definitely have that. But if you have any other ideas for the event, you can leave a suggestion there. And if there's anything that's like really popular that a lot of people are asking for, we'll see if we can do that. And then the last question is just, do you have any questions about the event? So if you've watched this video and gone through this form and you have like a question in your head, like, oh, like, how is this thing gonna work? This is where you can ask those questions. That'd be the best place to do it, because then I could just collate them in one space. But yeah, so that's the form. Please fill it out. It's literally like the first link in the description down below. You can't miss it. And then once you filled it out, please share it with anyone else you know in the UK who would love to come to this event. And as I said, the deadline for this form is the 14th of March, so definitely fill it out as soon as you can. You've got about 2 weeks starting now. And then while we're on the subject of Google Form deadlines, the LPSTube Day Awards form is still open and you can vote right now. You have 3 days to vote. So if you haven't done that, like, do that first, do that, and then do my form. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to say about the form. Hopefully, a lot of people are interested and this event is a success, which means that we can then maybe do some slightly bigger events. And until then, I'll just say, hwyl fawr for now.